So exactly 1 month ago, I was in a car accident. I wanted to wait until everything was like said and done before I documented this and put out this video because I wanted to get the experience documented. I wanted to know what the process was. So that way, hopefully, if you are in the market of buying a car or a Tesla, you don't have to be in my situation. First, backstory. I live in a very congested city, San Diego, and I drive daily on the I-8, day in and day out. This particular morning, October 17th, I was in dead stop traffic, and I did have full self-driving on, but I was obviously attentive of the road because I would never be irresponsible with full self-driving. No, but I mean, seriously, I really was attentive to the road. I don't take advantage of the fact that I have full self-driving for me to, be those guys who sleep behind the wheel or anything like that. I'm way too paranoid and I spend way too much money to let any of that, screw up my situation. On this morning, I was dead stop and I have my distance when I'm full self-driving. I have it set to 1 car apart. This car behind me, came to a stop. As I'm looking forward, all of a sudden I hear this loudest boom. And I'm just like, I realized that happened somewhere behind me. Then a second later, I hear another boom. This time I see the car behind me start moving forward. And I'm like, fuck. A moment after that, I hear the loudest. I start getting pushed forward. The ABS kicks off and it starts, doing my brakes like that. So I'm jittering forward. And because of the big gap in front of me, I did not hit the car in front of me. I pulled the car to the side of the road, and I come to find out I was in a 4-car collision. It is my belief that somebody was not paying attention to the road for whatever reason, hit the car that was dead stop in front of this person, pushed that car to the car behind me, pushed that car into me. And the result looks like this.
You got no damage up front.
Look at the back of mine.
Oh, fuck. Looks like you're going to be getting a new car. Fuck, man.
My wrap took most of the impact. What? I was pushed feet forward. Feet. The frame wasn't damaged. Some of the plastic got scratched and the wrap took the impact. This is by far the safest, sturdiest, most grounded vehicle I have ever been in. And I'm dumbfounded that that's all I walked away with, considering all the other vehicles and their damages. I mean, airbags deployed. The cops had to push one of the vehicles off of the road because it just was inoperable now. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Thank God. And some argue more importantly, my car was fine. But I've been in accidents before, and looks are deceiving. Just because the exterior looks fine doesn't actually tell the full story about what's going on underneath, behind everything. So after I get in contact with my insurance company and go through that whole process, I went on the Tesla app and I reported I was in an accident. There's a category in there. I went to the schedule service, and from there I noted the collision repair and the paint or dent. In about 10 minutes, I received a text message from Tesla stating that they did a remote over-the-air diagnostics on my car. And from their servers and the computers and everything, nothing showed that there was any sensory damage. And that was my biggest freak out, my biggest panic about the whole thing. So effectively, my car just got a little scratch, a little road rash. That was it. So what happened afterwards after all this? Well, because it's a 4-car collision, and again, I'm not going to go too much into the insurance part of all of this, I really just want them to pay for my wrap. That's it. And that's way better than what it could have been. So now my overall takeaway from this is the Model 3 is the safest vehicle I've ever been in, and I can see why it has the highest rated as the most safest vehicle on the road today. And that's without the full self-driving and all these other factors that you could include into it. Since then, I've extended my distance between cars, and now I have 2 cars apart, which, I can see it's easier for me to get cut off now, but I don't care. This was a wake-up call for me, especially living in such a big city, that safety and protection is the most important part of this car for me. And I can't protect what happens. I can't control what happens outside of my doors, but I can try to be more proactive about it. I also don't go past 80 anymore. Granted, speeding had nothing to do with this, especially on my end. I'm just choosing to live a more restrictive lifestyle with the car because I really, really value this vehicle, and you're not making a mistake by buying this car if you're in the market. I would argue any Teslas for this matter. I've owned many different makes and models of a variety of vehicles, and unfortunately I've been in more than one accident. This whole getting rear-ended thing is just far too common, but I've never had an output like this, a result that I just walked away unscathed. So from Tesla's point of view in all of it, seamless as always, just as when I bought the car, and just as when, picking up and anything else to do with Tesla, it's completely it's quick, it's seamless, it's great. The user experience is just phenomenal. From the insurance point of view, money's at play there, so, it's gonna be a while. So, that's it. That's my Model 3 experience with being in an accident, and I hope to God I don't have to go through this again. Well, ideally ever again, but I really love this car, and I don't want it to be involved in an accident. I don't want it to be totaled. I don't want, my gap insurance to cover the rest and just I can walk away. I really, really, really love this car. It's easy to love something when everything's going great, and you're like, look at all these great things it can do. But it's not common to love something when everything goes south, goes sour, goes bad. And this, I'm happy to say, is not the case for that. Even in the worst of times so far with this car, has been nothing but a great experience. To anybody who's been in a car accident, let me know about your experiences in comparison to what I'm sharing with you, and, share your stories. And if you have a Tesla, any of the models, and you've been in an accident, I'm curious to know what your outcome of it all was like. Did you have something similar to mine? Better? Worse? Let me know. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.